Hello, everybody. Welcome to News 5 Now. Let's take a look at your headlines at this hour. How the Mississippi legislature wants to curb out-of-state abortions. The port city gets funding to prepare for extreme weather. And the Alabama Choose Act applications are coming in. How long you have to apply and what this means. Let's get started with News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. Glad to be with you this afternoon. Apparently, it's a little bit warmer outside. I haven't been out since I came into the station this morning, but I'm hearing it's warming up just a little bit, so that is great news, and we're going to warm up a little bit more before we really cool down early next week. So we are going to be following your weather forecast as we do with our First Alert weather team throughout the week to keep you updated on what you need to be wearing because, you know, here along the Gulf Coast, that can change. One day you're in shorts, one day you need your winter coat. We're going to get to our big stories in just a moment, but first we have some breaking news, some really good news to pass along to you. The Princess of Wales, Catherine, revealed today that her cancer is in remission after an emotional visit to the hospital where she received treatment last year. In a statement on social media, the princess offered her heartfelt thanks to those who helped her and her husband, Prince William, navigate that treatment. She described her time as a patient as being exceptional. So great news to hear that Catherine, Princess Kate, is in remission from her cancer. Let's get to our other big stories at this hour. Let's count them down. Number 5, in a reversal, Starbucks now requires people to buy something in order to hang out in their stores or use their restrooms. The company had put into place an open door policy 7 years ago after 2 black men were arrested at a Philadelphia location while they were there for a business meeting. Well, that incident resulted in national embarrassment for the company. But since then, the company says the staff has struggled with unruly and dangerous behaviors in stores. Number 4, part of Special Counsel Jack Smith's report on the investigation of President-elect Donald Trump is now out. The documents released overnight detail the president-elect's alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. In the report, Smith wrote there was enough evidence to convict Trump if the case had gone to trial. Smith asked a judge to dismiss the charges after Trump won in November, citing the Justice Department's longstanding policy against prosecuting a sitting president. Number 3, a bill in the Mississippi legislature seeks to punish anyone who helps a minor get an out-of-state abortion without parental consent. If passed, the measure would expand Mississippi's jurisdiction beyond its borders to punish someone for actions done legally in another state. Anyone caught providing lodging, shelter, transportation, or money for the procedure could be sentenced anywhere between 20 years to life in prison if convicted. Abortion is illegal in Mississippi, except under limited circumstances. Number 2, more than 13,000 students in Alabama have applied for funding through the Choose Act. Under the law, students who apply could get up to $7,000 to spend on textbooks, tuition, and other educational needs. Representative Patrick Sellers says the program will leave schools in rural areas behind. But Representative Susan DuBose says the growing number of applicants shows there is a need in the state. And number 1, it might be cold now, but NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and the U.S. Commerce Department are splitting $700,000 among 10 communities to help plan for extreme heat events. One of the communities on the list, Mobile, Alabama. We know it gets hot here. The port city received $20,000 after developing manuals outlining plans to run exercises that test local emergency heat response efforts through simulations. So the idea is to bring all these governments together, state, local, and tribal governments together to see if they can work together during future heat-related events. And that is a look at our big stories at this hour. It's so weird to even talk about heat, isn't it? It is so cold outside. I mean, maybe it's not that bad this afternoon, but in the mornings and next week we're talking about really low temperatures again. And so extreme heat doesn't sound too bad, but I know it will. Trust me, we will all be complaining about it in a few months. But right now, we just are complaining about the cold because we're all freezing. when we go outside and when we walk around. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and take this time to get to know what you think about our question of the day. And this one has to do with President Donald Trump's inauguration. So we asked you, how do you feel about country music star Carrie Underwood performing at Donald Trump's inauguration? We wanted to know what you thought. So let's see it. Francis says, I think she has the right to decide to do it. Kathy says it's an honor for her to be asked. Kay doesn't care. She's not going to be watching. And Pat says, what an honor that she accepted it with grace and dignity. Teddy says he would take Carrie Underwood over Beyonce any day. Better question, what does WKRG think? It's not our job to tell you what we think. We want to know what you think. We're just posing the question out there. Okay, Dana says, it doesn't matter. I'll find something else to do during that performance. Brian says, play some David Allan Coe. All right, Kathy says she will do great. Looking forward to Trump's inauguration. I'll tell you what else I'm looking forward to during the inauguration. Seeing our own Azalea Trailmaids. They will be participating in the Inauguration Day Parade. And the good news is CBS will be broadcasting the inauguration festivities all day long. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see the Azalea Trailmaids on TV. So thanks for all you who commented about Carrie Underwood. I love Carrie Underwood, so I'm excited to hear her sing. And if you want to continue to comment, you just got about 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 4:40, about 5 more hours to do so. Now let's flip over to our question of the day, our poll of the day, and this has to do with New Year's resolutions. Remember those? Or did you already forget about them? So our question is, have you given up on your New Year's resolution? Yes or no? Yes or no? So if you're saying to yourself, what New Year's resolution? Well, then you probably need to check yes. And let's see if we're getting some comments. Lois, she didn't even make New Year's resolutions. Ramona, look at you, Ramona. Well, tell us how you're doing it. She says she's keeping every one she made. Kenneth didn't make one, and Julia says nope. So if you want to tell us whether you are still keeping up with those resolutions, just go on our Facebook page and vote, because we love hearing about New Year's resolutions, and we admire people who actually stick with them, because they say by the end of this month most people will have given up on those resolutions. So tell us what you think, and go ahead and comment if you will, and tell us how you're keeping those resolutions if you have so far. What's your method? Maybe we can all learn something from you. Okay, everybody, that is going to do it for WKRG's News 5 Now. I am Devin Walsh, glad to be joining you this afternoon. And Cherish is going to see you for the 4 on 5. I can see her out in the newsroom right now preparing. And I will see you for WKRG News 5 at 5. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.